This is day 1301 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored by Rav John Abraham for his course for Banei Chai Umizone. Today we are doing Siman Yordei Siman Kuf Tzadi Ches Sif Kuf Tzadi Zayin Sif Yud Zayin Kuf Tzadi Ches. Yesterday I broke my rule of not leaving over one sif, but so here we are. Yudan Apish also gambled the Shmini the Bobo Yom, even though in the 8 days also to be double trained day, much Kasam, he wrote, come over to Yom Machine never she did violate that principle and when trained the 8 day, also at field works, don't you know the field. But Shvik should tell the Yom, but it's the seventh day when she told him during the day, Tas Ram to be able also to feel and so feel Cheres. Ram holds it, but the ever does work, she doesn't need the field. The came in the Islam Mishum Gezerah Ba'alma. Since she's ready, according to the strict letter of law, not been in either for a while. This is just a chumrah. The law meikra din, not the primary halacha, not the primary halacha. Just the b'diavad mashlas when she did b'diavad mashlas also after the fact, whatever she did, she did. Look at Shema Hindida, if he didn't Torah, we're not concerned that maybe she was in need according to Din Torah, can be able to also field for which, and therefore the field wouldn't work at all either. Then okay, it's not really that way. The Zeh Yom Shvi. That's on the 7th day after the beginning of Nida. But we will do have Siktar Million Shvi Shoah, have a Shmili also. The 7th day is well, it's at least the 8th day after she saw, but it's much more than that. In Kain Kamanita Mutter Return, so Nida it's with the Daraisa. And Gamdasa Rashba, no, the Rama, the Rashba seems so like the Rama. Can't pass up a bit of a station. Those who say that we have to be concerned, but those opinions will show that tefillah does not work on the 8th day during the day, on the 7th day during the day. Like the two wrote that those hold that she needs another tefillah. It's best to be machir the place where it's possible. Ein Torah Gadol is not a tremendous tirchav. If it's not possible, or she's Torah Gadol, or it's very, very difficult. Pshita she'ikar Rambam, obviously the similar laws as Rambam came since that is the default law of Shulchan. Mistam must have been studying, and she probably did it inadvertently. But even if she goes to mikvah during the day, on the 8th day she should not have relations till nightfall. Tacit philosophy by Lila, she should hide her field from her husband until nightfall. Brackets, he says, I was suffering with twilight, not sure if it's night or day. Pshita Leislam, but we're not concerned at all. Because there was plus a Ramoshi, he's tastier, that she should conceal the Shamish Kli. It was a Besiach Chumra Seiro. It's a significant chumrah beyond the letter of the law. But he doesn't argue on it. We discuss traveling in hot mikvah on Shabbos. But in other words, forbidding us to matter. Pain plates to pay without anybody rejecting it. Such is not really hot; they're just more lukewarm and slightly warm. It's obviously mutter. I believe that the Baal Shem Tov is the one who said that he came down from Shemayim to Masaki in 3 things: Zvicha, Erevin, and Mikvos. And as a result of Baal Shem Tov, we have hot Mikvos Bisman Hazeh. Kuf Tzadik Ches. Sholotei Shum Chatzitza B'Gufa B'Rosh. There should not be any interruption, I'm not sure chatzitza translates best as interruption or some other word, separation, barrier, in her body or in her head. Okay, and this is a long simon. Aleph, she has to tell the entire body in one shot. For those between not in partial dunks. Such as to dunk half the body, and then the second of the body, all at once. If you don't mind, even a little bit of a small finger is outside of the water, or say one hair outside the water, have a close level to just go to the mikvah. It's true about anytime anybody goes to the mikvah. Because Rambam writes called Table Toshin Bo Kokufo. If anybody goes to mikvah, let's go entire body naked at one shot. If the person possesses a lot of hair, he's got to toivel all of his hair at the head of his hair. It is midaraisa, like his body. It is midaraisa. He's midaraisa climbing precious emor. The Chsiv, it says, only if he washes flesh and water and the sun came and down and he becomes tar, or the sun completely set, depending how you learn the word for tar. It doesn't say v'tamei erev, it doesn't say that it's tamei until evening, but rather until ba shemesh tashina. We make a drush mabia shum shel kulukachas. It's like the sun sets in its entirety all at once. When the sun sets from the earth, none of it remains above ground. So to be a smayim. So going to water, the entirety has to be once. Is to extrapolate to anybody else's chayat tefillah. Base hair being or any other body part outside the water is not comparable to an obstruction. That's the best word of chatzitza. An obstruction on the body. On a part of the body. The right sense of chatzitza, as we know that if it's only a partial obstruction, less than half of the body, it's not considered to be an obstruction. As we shall see. How are you going to say the flesh under the obstruction is not in the water? It's not comparable. All the bodies in the water. You can't see it outside the water. Therefore, the minority is but to the majority, the raisa. When part of the body is outside the water, the entire body wasn't covered. You can't say that the part which is outside is negated to the part which is inside. They're in the same place. One's inside, one's outside. Even a small part of a nail is part of the water. One hair outside the water. This feels nothing. But that should be very careful about this. Kimmel, say, she has to dunk her entire body at once. She needs to have no obstruction upon her. If she wouldn't have to touch the entire body at one time, I feel needs to allow he found an obstruction upon her, which is an obstruction the rights of the Rabbanan. She's part according to the halachos, which we're going to clarify. We still wouldn't require a second tight tefillah for the entire body. Just the type of the part of the body that where there was the obstruction. But now we know you have to tell the entire body in one fell swoop. So therefore, to start tefillah, requires the second tefillah for the entire body. And even when you're toiveling kelim, you have to do the entire kelim once, so chatzoi not partially. It's not like kashering in hot water, it's about boiling water. The agola ain't tzarich, like kashering. You don't require rak lafid isa only to cause the isa to be emitted. Doesn't make difference if it emits it part by part, or ben kul kechad or at once. Mashenkem tefillah is supposed to tefillah shem. Mitumas to Tara, which go from Tumatara, you can't become Torah part by part, El Kulu Kechad only all together. An obstruction passes me the Tefillah Midoraisa. You have to rinse and wash and water your entire flesh. So nothing should be an interruption between your flesh and the water. The high kol mutaro, this word called superfluous. Rather, it comes to tell us that all of his skin should be in the water without an interruption between the water and the flesh. Now, okay, so the principle of chatzitza is but not the details. The details of Chazal we see. Chazal say, and everything in the sukkah. The majority of your body is obstructed, and you are, and it's something which bothers you, that's a chatzitza. If you have obstruction most of your body, or rova seir, or on most of the hair. That's interesting. I never thought from the Gemara you would distinguish, be separate rove. Okay? Makbir love, and he bothers him. She started to say as anguish on account of this dirt. It is a chatzitza deraisa. Eno makbir, even it's a majority. If it doesn't bother you, well, the chatzitza is not chatzitza. Also, if it's a minority body, after makbir, even though it does bother you, eno chatzitza. But Rabbanan said that even the majority in which it doesn't bother you, the chatzitza should still be a chatzitza. The minority body when it does bother you. The minority body when it doesn't bother you, there's two advantages. They didn't make exera. And this is itself in many halachas. There's things which even if it's a small part of the body, it's chatzitza. Even if it doesn't bother you, if other people it would bother. Which is bar as we shall see, b'siyat Yishmael. The back it says Mashik places Rashi Shpir Zebesoro. The Rashi says it on the hair. And it seems the Rashi it's not going to the body. And Chunk by Kosa Rik Rasham, Rashi and Mechai Kam Kain. Rashi also doesn't draw such a distinction. Kamash was only coming to tell us that Serni Daim Latzmam, like Arukh HaShulchan said before, which I did not know, that the hair is separately, it's gauged separately. Its majority is gauged separately from the flesh. That's the good should be Raman Perak Bezim of us, Halach Desvav, Ayin Sham Veduk. See that and understand that. Hey, if your neighbor someone says, we're going to clarify what's obstruction, what's not. Also, we're going to clarify that this thing there's a concern. There's an greater. There's some things there's concern when it's in the body, other things are not concerned. It would seem that would you say that Midrabaran. Even midrabanan, a minority body where it's not it doesn't bother you is not a chatzitza. Yet everything we're going to learn about in this sim is on the minority of the body. You came to the garment, so it's completely superfluous. The learn the product deals. Why I need details? No matter what, it should be an obstruction, even things which we say are not an obstruction. My question doesn't bother her, and which shouldn't be an obstruction, even things which can be an obstruction. Good question. So the truth is like this. People have different perspectives. If she is bothered by this, it's always chatzitza. So when the majority of the world it bothers, it's chatzitza even if she's not bothered by this. So that's a person has to clarify what's something which are makbid, something that which they're not makbid. Klomar meaning rubed alma. Lachain b'davar shemakbid ever say she's makbid. Afi rubed alma in makbid. Even most of the world is not makbid. Chaytzitz. Okay, therefore it's so the opposite. Lachain is a person she's skilled kpedas atzma. Therefore, the son of the person can mention her own kpeda, what she's makbid on. Well, Rambam because her kpeda is raising votes. So ora achas one hair shnikshra which came tied up in a knot. If she's bothered by it, I can't show. But he's not coming to say, but if she's not makbid, even the majority of the world is makbid, it's not a problem. And also the opposite. Rashi does a bias because Rashi might tell you if the hairs of her head are knotted in a way that most women are meticulous about, concerned about this, other women, and he too does not come to exclude a case where she is bothered, even others are not bothered. Each took a different perspective. There's no machlokas in halacha. Brackets he says the came and saying dark makbid afal b'shizeh makbid butlo daito. The Rashi does an opinion that even if most people are not makbid, just because you're makbid, you negate your das. It's not clear about the bach and says we're not doubt about this. That we are machmir. Zayin, v'zeu gam kavan as a tush, because it's socially a lake, allow shum dar chaytz. It should not be any obstruction about her. I feel kosher, even a small amount. In derech miyam lakpi, derech miyam lifamim lakpi, love. If some people sometimes are concerned, bothered by this small obstruction, chaytz is an obstruction. I feel even that right now she's not makbid on it. I feel she's never makbid on it. Came to the room and the others, since most people like people are bothered by this. It's a chatzitza. People chayve roll a bus of a goof and envelops most of the body. I feel that we are makbid, but people not makbid, even she's not makbid. Doesn't matter. Chaytzit, since most of the body, it's chatzitza. But it was a kamash, it's telling us chiddush. The lomi boy she bats on makberes go. That's saying when she herself is makbid. I feel you mean makberes. Makbidim, even if she's not makbid, but other people are makbid. Gankin chaytzitz, it's also chatzitza. Ches. Yeah. V'zeshkas of lifamim. It's that some people occasionally makbid this. And come should say that madam zechalev. It doesn't mean that people change their mind. Shavai makbid said there's a makbid fine, and makbid said it's not makbid. El kigon tabas shabetz was something like a ring on her finger. Shabshat said tefillah ain't a makbedes. Then she's plainly she's not concerned. Shas lisha, but she's when kneading dough. Makbedes, she takes off the ring. She'll least on so she'll get dirty. Make it double makbid. It's called saying she's makbid. The can't be a rush perak test. The shir dover divrei Torah kenu. This is what Torah means to say. People are sometimes concerned about this thing. Come b'shas lisha, such as when they are kneading dough. She's not concerned at this moment. B'shas tefillah time she's going to the mikvah. Or even she's never concerned. That she herself got b'shas lisha and makberes. Even when she's kneading dough, she's not concerned. It's mostly argued by this. In other words, when they're not kneading dough, chatzitz chatzitza. V'zeu gam kavan so means yes. B'shulchan see if I can give ayin sham is also based yes means. In the brackets it says here gam kavan shach see if outside kamar kain. So the shach must be meaning divrei at two taz to muim, but the taz says astonishing. Rosh Hashanah parad based the shulas mefurish k'mosh chasav. It's explicit like we said. Ayin sham. But the Allah has the truth. The Imrak mute on makpidim. The minority people are bothered by such an obstruction. Vilam ain't makbedes, and she's never through such obstruction. Ain't a chaytzitz, not chatzitza. More than taz concedes. Dim he lufamim makbedes. If occasionally is makbed, is the chatzitza. Uchinam tafas sijatara and sijatara for naught complained against the taz. Barak beperusa lifamim tafsu derech. It's only that they define we're lifamim differently, but the halacha is the same. Ubarak Mosh Kasam, the law is clear, Viduk.